After the death of Prophet Muhammad in 632 AD, Abu Bakr was chosen as the first caliph of the Muslim community. He ruled from 632 to 634 AD and died of natural causes. He was succeeded in 634 AD by Umar ibn al-Khattab, who served as the second caliph until his assassination in 644 AD. Following Umar's death, Uthman ibn Affan was appointed as the third caliph, beginning his rule in 644 AD. Known for his considerable wealth and steadfast loyalty to both the Prophet and the early Muslim community, Uthman was born into the influential Umayyad clan of Quraysh. He also became the Prophet's son-in-law through his marriages to two of the Prophet's daughters, first to Ruqayya bint Muhammad, who died in 624 AD, and later to Kulthum bint Muhammad. During Uthman's caliphate, the Muslim empire expanded significantly beyond the Arabian Peninsula, extending its authority into North Africa, Eastern Iran, Central Asia, and the Caucasus. One of the most consequential initiatives of Caliph Uthman's rule was the standardization of the Qur'an. At that time, Islam had spread far and wide, and differences in reading the Qur'an in different dialects of Arabic language became obvious. A group of companions headed by Hudhaifa ibn al-Yaman, who was then stationed in Iraq, came to Uthman.
O Caliph Uthman, variations in Quranic recitations are growing across the expanding caliphate. I urged you to save the Muslim community before they start disagreeing about the Qur'an.
Although our previous caliph tried to standardize the Qur'an, the problem apparently still persists. I must compile a single authorized codex.
According to Sahih al-Bukhari, Uthman obtained the manuscript of the Qur'an from Hafsa, and he summoned Zayd ibn Thabit to do the task to make a new standardized Qur'an.
Said, you had previously served as one of the Prophet Muhammad's scribe. I appointed you to oversee the collection and compilation of the Quranic verses.
Yes, Your Honor, I will do it.
This process was complex and politically sensitive, as it required the destruction of all Quranic copies that did not conform to the standardized text. This decision was not universally accepted. Senior Quran specialists, most notably Abdullah ibn Mas'ūd, resisted the imposition of the new standardized text and refused to surrender their personal copies.
You cannot take away his Qur'an.
This is the command of the Caliph.
You may know me from the Al-Zoot event. I was the one who accompanied Prophet Muhammad to the desert in the middle of the night to meet naked Al-Zoot, who liked to ride the Prophet all night long. Years later, I became one of the Prophet's most esteemed companions and a leading authority on the Quran in Kufa. Now, the new Caliph wants me to hand over my Quran so that it can be destroyed. How can that be? I learned more than 70 surahs directly from the mouth of the Messenger of Allah, while Zayd ibn Thabit was still a youth with 2 sidelocks.
Uthman instructed his governor in Kufa, Al-Walid ibn Uqba, to confiscate Ibn Mas'ud's codex by force if necessary, and to compel the surrender of all non-Uthmanic manuscripts. Al-Walid had Ibn Mas'ud brought publicly to the mosque. They beat Ibn Mas'ud until his ribs were broken. After that, Ibn Mas'ud's personal codex was seized and subsequently destroyed, either burned or otherwise eliminated, along with other non-standard copies.
This is just unacceptable. Ibn Mas'ud was among the earliest followers of the Prophet Muhammad and the most influential Quran teacher in Iraq. Thousands of Kufans had memorized the Quran according to his recitation, or qira'ah. Yet despite his stature, he suffered harsh treatment during the enforcement of the Uthmanic recension.
Other early Quran scribes who possessed variant codices, such as Ubay ibn Ka'b, Abu Musa al-Ash'ar, Miqdad ibn al-Aswad, also faced pressure to relinquish their personal manuscripts. The forced collection and destruction of these non-standard copies, and especially the harsh treatment inflicted upon Abdullah ibn Mas'ūd in Kufa, generated resentment among segments of the Muslim community. This discontent contributed to growing anger and criticism directed toward Caliph Uthman. These tensions were compounded by broader political grievances. As the years of Uthman's rule passed, accusations of nepotism became increasingly widespread. For instance, he appointed his cousin Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan as lifelong governor of Syria. He appointed his foster brother Marwan ibn al-Hakam as his chief secretary and de facto prime minister. People accused Marwan ibn al-Hakam of running the caliphate behind the scenes. He appointed his drunken half-brother al-Walid ibn Uqba as governor of Kufa, then replaced him with another Umayyad, Sa'id ibn al-As. He also gave other Umayyads governorships or high posts, for instance to Abdullah ibn Amir in Basra, and his foster brother Abdullah ibn Sa'd ibn Abi Sarh in Egypt.
Caliph Uthman favored members of his Umayyad clan, appointing them to high administrative positions throughout the expanding empire. For example, he appointed his cousin Abd Allah ibn Abi Sarh as governor of Egypt, despite widespread perceptions that Ibn Abi Sarh lacked the administrative competence necessary to govern effectively.
This is Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh, the governor of Egypt. He ruled Upper Egypt, whose capital city was Fustat, which later became part of Cairo.
You guys might remember me from one of Nabi Asli's videos. I'm the scribe of Prophet Muhammad, who left Islam after discovering how easily I could edit Quran verses. Thanks to my foster brother, Uthman ibn Affan, I wasn't killed. He has always been my biggest helper. Now that he is the caliph, he appointed me governor of Egypt. How about that? An apostate like me has been given such a high position in the Islamic Caliphate. This could only happen because Caliph Uthman always preferred to give important positions to his relatives.
The Egyptian elders decided to discuss monetary problems with the governor. The group was led by Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr. Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr was the youngest son of the first caliph, Abu Bakr.
Your Honor, your tax policies are crushing the people. Justice is not for sale.
The caliph's commands are the law. Those who oppose them oppose Allah.
He never wanted to listen to our report. We have to report this to Caliph Uthman in Medina.
Yes, he needs to know how corrupt bin Abi Sarh is.
When Governor Ibn Abi Sarh ignored the complaints, discontent spread from Egypt to Kufa to Basra. In mosques and markets, whispers grew louder. In the 35th year of the Hijra, delegations from Egypt, Kufa, and Basra traveled to Medina in search of justice. There were about 600 men among them. Upon their arrival in Medina, the leaders presented Caliph Uthman with a list of 6 main grievances concerning Governor Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh.
Ya Caliph Uthman, Ibn Abi Sarh raised the kharaj, land tax, above the rates fixed by Caliph Umar and kept large portions for himself instead of sending them to Medina. He ordered 300 prominent Arabs and Copts publicly whipped for minor or fabricated offenses. He crucified a Muslim and cut off his hands and feet, an unprecedented punishment. My relative, Muhammad ibn Abi Hudayfa, was executed without proper trial. I personally demand justice for his death. He granted large tracts of land and money to his sons, brothers, and Umayyad relatives instead of distributing them to the fighters. He behaved like a king rather than a governor, surrounding himself with pomp and refusing to listen to complaints. Because of that, we request your honor to replace Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh.
Caliph Uthman had no intention to replace Ibn Abi Sarh because Ibn Abi Sarh is his beloved foster brother. However, Ali, the son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad, had a different opinion. He discussed this with the caliph behind the scenes.
I think you should consider replacing Ibn Abi Sarh. This will calm the people's anger.
He is my foster brother. I will not dismiss him.
Look, they are so many of them. Their number shows that this is a very big deal. You don't want them to rebel against you, do you?
Then the caliph made a decision.
Okay, I will order Ibn Abi Sarh to step down and appoint Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr as the new governor of Egypt.
The Egyptian delegations were very pleased. Following that, they departed the city of Medina, their satisfaction palpable, or so it appeared. On the road near Al-Buwaib, the Egyptian delegations noticed a messenger riding fast toward Egypt on a separate route.
Look at that man. He rides with purpose. Stop him.
They stopped him.
Who are you?
I'm the slave of Caliph Uthman.
They found a sealed letter with Uthman's official seal.
This is a letter for Abdullah ibn Abi Sarh, with Caliph Uthman's official seal. It says, "When Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr and his companions arrive, crucify them, cut off their hands and feet, kill them."
He swore to us and lied.
We have to go back to Medina to confront him.
The Egyptian delegation returned back to Medina. They believed that Caliph Uthman had betrayed them. They met the caliph again.
Did we not leave you? When you said you had repented of your unlawful innovations and made a covenant before Allah?
I have indeed, and I hold to that.
We found a letter in your messenger's possession. It was written by you to your governor.
I did not write it. And I don't know what you are talking about.
It was your messenger with a letter written by your secretary and bearing your seal.
One person's handwriting may resemble another's. As for the seal, it was forged.
We will not act hastily, though we suspect you. Remove your corrupt governors and appoint others, who are not accused of harming our lives and property, and address our grievances.
I am not one to remove a robe that Allah placed upon me. Why are you threatening me? I haven't harmed you. I didn't write that letter.
So who wrote it then?
I don't know!
This is completely unacceptable. We demand what you have done. Your silence is not an option. We will not stand for this any longer. We are here to...
Hey, stop it! Don't attack your caliph. Hey, stop it! Don't attack your caliph. Just go home now. Leave!
On Friday, Caliph Uthman went to Al-Masjid al-Nabawi to lead the people in prayer. Some of the attendants were the Egyptian dissidents. When he saw his enemies, he said,
"O enemies, fear Allah. By Allah, the people of Medina know that Muhammad has cursed you, so correct your wrongs by doing what is right. Indeed, Allah removes evil only through good."
Zayd bin Thabit stood up and said,
I bear witness to that.
Sit down. You sit down. Get the letter from Caliph Uthman to the governor of Egypt for me. I want to see it.
Sit down, sit down.
Then the dissidents all rose up. Then they began throwing stones until the sky could not be seen. The people running away from the mosque. They threw stones at Uthman until he fell unconscious from the pulpit. He was carried off and brought into his house.